And we are live. What's up, everyone? And
I'm gonna shoot that dumb Elmo.
welcome back to the X-Ray. This was actually slated to be thrown away, and I put batteries in it, and it actually worked. So I believe that is going to be a target for a
It's
future video.
going to be terminated.
What's up, Jake? Talking Rock, Kevin Roberts, JFK. Where's the beer cooler at? Diet Coke here.
Yeah, what
Diet
the
Coke.
heck? We can't start the show yet. Hold on.
I hope everyone is doing well this evening. So I'm still thinking about nationals, and Brian Duchesne joins us. He sent me an email. What's up, +5 DW? Brian
What's going
Duchesne. All right, so Brian, I was just talking about you. So I sent you an email, and he was asking about nationals, and he said he wanted to know if there was, if there's different classes, I guess, if you will. Are you an intermediate shooter? Are you a experienced shooter? And there isn't. So there will be different divisions for shooters, but like for USPSA multi-gun nationals, you have like heavy. So heavy means you have to shoot a 308, 7.62, or you have to shoot a 45 caliber or
Pump
something like
shotgun,
that.
right? Or
No,
did
they
they
don't.
change
I
that?
don't think you have to do a pump. And then you have
What's up, Tim?
limited division where you can't use any magnified optics. Then you have open division where you can kind of run anything. So you have all these different divisions. What's up, CRRT specialist?
Dang.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
What's up,
What's up,
Elster?
Todd, Casey, and Brooks Harvey? Thanks for joining.
Appreciate it, Abigail. Eagle Eye.
How many cases of Diet Coke do you need? I work for Coca-Cola.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
The question is, do you have these on the bus?
I usually keep about 10 cases here at the house, and that is no joke.
That is no joke.
What's Ken? Val?
What's up?
So anyway, so Brian was asking me this, and I told him, I said, regardless of whether Rick can go to nationals, he's still not sure on a schedule yet. I do recommend that if you've never done a match, get out there and try one. It is a lot of fun. I even told him, I said, if I end up going, or whether Rick goes or doesn't go, maybe we could get squatted up. So the way it works, any of these major matches, you are going to have to go to practice score. PRACTISCORE. When you go into practice score, you can search your area. You can search for the match. So if you're looking for that, you can put up USPSA multi-gun nationals, and it'll pop up and it'll show it down in frostproof. What you're going to have to do then is submit your information for what division, your name, everything else. I do know there's plenty of spots available, but the entry fee for nationals is $275.
Good God.
There's Elmo.
Elmo's gonna get blasted with a shotgun.
Said he can get 10 cases for less than $80. Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I usually get it at Ingles, and it's usually 4 6-packs for $10.98, so $11.
Someone had asked how much of these I drink a day. To give you an honest answer, I don't know how many. I usually drink the big ones, and it's usually like 1 2/3 by the end of the day.
What's up, Ramsey Country? ODW, what we were talking about. No, Brian, for a nationals, that is not an expensive entry fee. For most of your national or regional level events, because of there's so many moving parts to those things, you're going to expect to pay anywhere from $250 to about $325, somewhere in there.
For entry fees?
Yeah, for an entry fee.
Well, it's a weekend, so it's a 2-day event. It's actually longer, but
yeah. So and usually you will have some type of prize table. Now, prize table is usually determined by finish. So if you finish in your division pretty well, there's a good chance you'll walk away with something. But not everyone will walk away with something. But
I gotta agree with Eric on this.
I didn't see it.
It's Cookie Monster's the shizniz.
Yeah, of Sesame Street. So anyway, long story short, Bald and Curious says it's not a national event when you can buy your way in. Okay, so I don't know what that means, other than that they're not vetting the shooters. But even in Three Gun Nation, anyone could attend nationals unless it was completely full. Back in the heyday, which wasn't that long ago, there would be 300 plus competitors. And yeah, you're going to have your big names down there at USPSA Nationals. You're going to see Keith Garcia. You'll probably see Mitchell and those guys. it does draw some bigger guys in, so you're going to have a lot of stiff competition. Val, I really don't see what your point was in that. Okay, you're basically paying an entry fee into an event. Yes, it's a national levels match, but it is what it is. Okay,
He's
That's
just
good.
jealous because he ain't going.
He could go if he wanted to. He could just pay the money.
Yeah, but he's got to drive 500 hours.
Yeah, Ramsey says he's an essential worker. Apparently, I was too because I never stopped the whole time, pretty much. Dang,
up?
Shibal Siki, kamsamnida. He said sponsorship 255. I appreciate it, guys. IDPA Nationals, you have to earn your way in shooting matches. Okay,
That's a good point.
yeah, is that the only organization I know of? I mean that does that.
Right.
Doug B and Vanessa Kitty. Hey everyone.
What's going on?
So, I want to hear what you guys want to hear about tonight. Rick did a poll on his channel wanting to find out what kind of content, what type of information everyone wanted to see.
Top secret information.
Oh, man. Okay, so Tim, I will give Val credit for that one. If your pants can't stop a fart, what good is a mask? That was his rant that he had yesterday.
I did see
And
that.
you know what? That was actually a good rant. I did laugh at that. So back to what I was saying. What's up, Levi? What kind of content do you guys want to see other than just the long range, rifle and stuff like that? One of Rick's biggest things was people wanted to know about reloading.
They did.
Yeah.
There was quite a few reloading clicks on the poll.
Yeah, Carcane, I did hear about this. Honest Outlaws YouTube channel got pulled today. I guess someone hacked it. And so, yeah, all that content was gone. That's a shame. It's a good channel. Hopefully, be able to get it back, though.
Yeah. Basically, I'd watched the video and they had said, or someone had hacked into his Google account, put up some Bitcoin videos, I guess, and then by the time he found it in the morning, they tried fighting it all night, finally blocked the guy, but it just sucks. There's a lot of work that goes into YouTube, and if you've been doing it for years and years and years, you have a bunch of videos, and then all of a sudden some hacker comes in and jacks all your stuff.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, Calabro from South Carolina says Cola Warrior requires a 10 in a region to go to a national event. Doug Lewis, what's up, Doug? Hope you've been well. Blake Johnson, you said thoughts on Remington 700 PRC. So our good friend Sam bought one of those. I was with him when he bought it. I know you can get those for around $800. I wasn't keen on the handguard itself. My understanding is they're doing some changes to that handguard, but that rifle shot one of the tightest groups I've shot. Sam's rifle is a tack driver. We broke it in properly. We shot it, and right off the bat, I basically gave him an inexpensive scope, and it tracks well, does well. I have no problems with the Remington PCR. I think it is. It's the actual designation.
It's a nice rifle.
What's up, Otter? Good to hear you all the way from Ramsey Country. I hear you. Thank you. Let's see. Let me try to catch up.
6mm cheater. I love it.
Who said that? I want to. Talking Rock.
Don't worry about
it. It's not a cheater when everyone else is doing it. You don't want to be left behind. Okay.
Whatever. Cheater.
Reloading and pistol shooting. Okay, so Brooks, funny you should say that because
that had come up.
We actually did a lot of pistol shooting today. We haven't done any pistol shooting in a while.
Yeah, it was good training. Good training.
So some of you might or might not know, pistol shooting is one of my most favorite things. It is probably one of my strongest suits, I guess.
Spit it out, right?
Suits.
Strong suit. Is that like a metal armored suit?
I don't know.
No, he shoots pistol very well.
So I like to shoot pistol, but we haven't been doing a lot of pistol shooting. Well, we're only a little over 3 weeks away, and if I am going to go to this event, I want to make sure I'm on top of my pistol game. So, yes, we'll definitely cover more pistol shooting. I've got a video that I'm uploading right now about some of the things that we did. I want to give a out to Shooting Target 7. I have his product yet, but thanks to Todd with Elfster's Rifles and Reloading, he gave him a call and talked to him, and they sent me out a Know Your Limits
rimfire.
No,
he
got a rimfire. I got a centerfire rifle, but I was so enthusiastic about shooting it today. We at 20 and 30 yards, and we're shooting it with pistol.
Yeah,
and these are half-inch steels.
Half-inch thick.
Yeah, half-inch thick. Driving
But
Ranger
the
gets
smallest target is 2" all the way to 8. So it's
Ramsey
really good.
Country. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. I hope it too, Abigail. Honest Outlaws got a great channel. Okay.
Out west causes sparks.
Hey, Ken, what happened was, is my understanding was, is his channel got hacked, literally hacked. Someone posted up some things, and then they pulled his channel.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Doug B, you can store it if you store it on a hard drive prior to sending it into YouTube. But man, I tell you what, I'm on 8 years of YouTube, right? If I was to do that, I would have
Terabytes and terabytes.
just terabytes and terabytes of video, and I mean it would be smart too, but I don't.
Yeah, so I've been doing it a
Gunstreamer.
little over 2 years, and I've got what 300 plus videos out.
Yeah, I have
As
over
soon as,
1,000.
and remember, everything I do on the iPhone. All the editing and everything is done on the iPhone, and oh, that's cool.
What?
So you can actually see this thing blinking.
I
But anyway,
thought I saw
it
that.
wasn't blinking. I have never backed up anything. It's on the iPhone. As soon as I upload it to YouTube, I delete it from the phone to clear up memory. So if someone were to hack the channel, or if my channel were to get gone, that's it. All that content is gone. I know that Gunstreamer and a couple of other ones will back it up, but it does take a while.
I have my stuff backed up to Gunstreamer. What's up, Luke?
Okay, so let me catch up.
Where'd
Let me
Luke
catch
say?
up.
Hello from somewhere.
Dang, you guys are commenting. I'm trying to catch up. I don't want to miss it.
You need another screen over here.
Yeah. All right. So, what's up, Andrew?
Andrew, what's going on, buddy? If I go shoot nationals, can I use your rifle?
If you shoot nationals, I have no problem with you shooting my rifle. I have plenty. I'll bring an extra one for you if you like. Yeah, Talking Rock. It's a good point. He says Remington is hit or miss, and they were in the years past. But my understanding is that they started really trying to, I guess, change that. And, they're doing all this digital target system and everything else that before it leaves the factory, and it's supposed to, pretty much guarantee how this thing will shoot. But yeah, it can be hit or miss. I mean, it really can. Let's see here.
Do you get a Monday gun or a Friday gun, or do you get a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday gun?
Okay, so John Harris, I do want to comment on this. So I was one of the first people to get the NX8 1-8 as well as the ATAC-R 1-8 when they were released. I bought two of the NX8s while I was waiting on the two ATAC-R 1-8s. I did not care for the glass that much in the NX8, and you only have 2/10 adjustments or 2 MOA adjustments. It's one or the other. The ATAC-R, which is substantially more money, allows you 1/4 minute of angle clicks, and it allows you 10th mil corrections or clicks, depending on which one you order. I ended up selling those after about a month and a half. I did not like them whatsoever, and the reason is the reticle choice was not what I consider great for 3-gun. There was a center dot that's too big. It covers up too much target, obscures your target. For a defensive application or shooting minute of man targets or a little smaller, you're good to go. But for precision type shooting,
the crosshairs are too thick.
I think they're too thick, and I think they missed the mark on it. I wasn't happy with them or with it, and I also wasn't happy with when you got your 1 power to where it was perfectly clear on magnification, where it's like you're looking through an aim point. When you went to 8, there was no parallax, and so I was not happy with them. And I hate to say that, but fact is fact. All right. Great to know. I just got a Zeiss scope. I was wondering what rings you would recommend. Man,
Ooh.
That's a tough one. Like I said, I'm huge on Night Force rings, like Loophole Mark IV rings. JP makes good. Let's see, it makes good stuff. I have a new gun I want to try it on Thursday. A regular Ringer American 6.5 24 no mag pull stock, just straight factory. Casey, bring it on out. Love to try it. Love to shoot it. As far as the know your limits target, the smallest steel is 2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches. I think
it's almost as
Ramsey Country asked that.
Bad as it is.
Henry rifles, don't own any, but I know a lot of people love them, especially the 22s. What's up, Brian Gummer? Man, 97 people. Thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Plus five says, I vote for X-Ring making your own shooting organization. I would join. No, not going to do that.
Let's see. Eagle Eye Shooting.
Oh, Eric's putting the Korean down.
Oh, you know what it says right there? It says,
Hey, you used to be able to read it and write it. You don't use it, you lose it. Well, I have a 243 Little Peter. That's too much information, Todd. No, 243 is a great, great cartridge. Thoughts on Zeiss scopes? Blake, I'm going to be careful treading here. I like Zeiss. I like Zeiss products. I actually worked with some guys over at Zeiss for a little bit. I was going to be a part of a little T&E type session for them. You know, this came up in the chat one night about how a lot of the German companies, a lot of these old school companies just kind of rested on their laurels and they got left behind. I think that might kind of be the case with Zeiss. Zeiss makes a good product, but I think they waited a little too long to start catering towards longer distance shooting. Some of the reticle choices weren't the best, but Zeiss makes a good scope. Luke, I appreciate it.
yeah,
On the Microtech torture test. All right, Ramsey Country, we answered that. Oh, you skipped a bunch. Hold on.
Zing.
Guys, I'm trying to catch up. Give me just a second. Go ahead.
What, you want me to juggle or something?
Yeah, talk about something.
Killing is killing, boy. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. So, home defense for a minute. Peace. All right. Did you get to where you needed to be?
Abigail says she has a 2 terabyte external hard drive. Well, we would burn that up in a week and a half, probably.
Pretty much. It's a lot of video, especially if you do high def or it just eats it up. Bill Clinton, what's going on, Bill Clinton?
Yeah, Todd does back all this stuff up.
Todd does. Yeah, Todd's he's got his stuff dialed.
Andrew, have a good night.
Andrew's out of
Have
here.
fun in Quantico.
Oh, back to work. Todd.
DMR team shooting, how to prepare.
Ooh, yeah, this is
good okay. Stuff. This is a great topic, and I am going to go ahead and cover this. Okay,
they need to watch that one video that's on my channel about you and me.
Yeah, so Calabro from South Carolina, I actually did a DMR event at Todd Resource Management. They had 3 divisions. They had troop. What were the divisions? They had DMR, sniper, and trooper. I believe it was.
Yeah, I believe.
And the only limitations were what optic you could have on your platform. 1 to 4, something like an ACOG, was trooper.
Yep.
DMR was anything up to 8 power, and sniper was any scope. I shot in the DMR division because it was a DMR match. It was the largest division. I won the match, and the way that I prepared for it was, and I shot a Leupold Mark 6. Hold on for just a second. I'll grab it. So this is a Leupold Mark 6, and talking or revisiting that Night Force scope, like an ATAC R or the NX8, I think those would be great options for something like that. Because in a true DMR match, you're going to have larger targets. You're going to have man-sized targets. Something with a BDC is going to be quicker than a precision type you're dialing or whatever. So you've got a BDC reticle in here, but one of the lifesavers on this is not only getting your BDC drops right, but it also has sizers in there. So based on shoulder widths, if you see a target known width, because on most of your DMR, they're going to use man-sized targets, you can range it instantly just by going up the graph. You know, I've done that on some of my layouts. That big old piece of cardboard is over there in the corner. Yeah, right there. So, guys, one of the things that I'm talking about, and you guys probably know this, is it there or no? The other side?
No, it's under here.
No, that's not it either. What they have are little reticle subtensions to where when it matches up with a human, it'll give you the yardage.
Oh, yeah.
So something like that is invaluable. So on a team DMR shooting match, which I've never shot a team DMR, a lot of team long-range matches, communication is going to be critical. That is key. You've got to be able to work together. Don't be afraid to, this is a big one, don't be afraid when, let's say, he cannot find the target and I see it. Don't be afraid to grab his rifle and move the buttstock in the general area. Don't let him fish around because he's lost it in the scope and can't find it. If you know that's the target and you can see it, You're a team. Work together. Okay. Great communication skills. Work on being able to see a stage or a sector or whatever and be able to pick things out. I'm going to give away some clues here.
Knowing your teammates' weak points too would be
Yeah,
great.
absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Recommendations for new 6 Creed barrel. Look at Proof, look at Bartland. I'm a huge fan of them. There are plenty of other good ones. Best 3-gun scope. One of the best 3-gun scopes that I've ever used, and I still say it to this day, and there's a lot of guys that use them, is the old Swarovski Z6i. I've had a lot of those. It's one of the best scopes out there. That unfortunately they phased that out with the 1:8, and the 1:8 is not quite as, in my opinion. This is going to take a topic, and this is very important, guys. If you're going to get in a 3-gun or anything like that, most of your 3-gun scopes, with the exception of the ATAC-R, the new Vortex 1-10, they're going to be second focal. Like your Swarovskis, like your Strike Eagles, things like that. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with the second focal plane scope. However, if you have a BDC reticle in there, remember you're going to have to be on max power for that reticle to line up right for the yardages that you've zeroed. And I see this so many times. A guy will buy, a scope, let's say like a Z6i, let's say it's a second focal. He gets it dialed in at all of his yardages. He knows what all of his holds are. Then he goes up on a long range stage and he flicks it over to 6 instead of going over to 8. Now nothing lines up.
Nothing works.
So you need to be aware of that.
And that's just another thing that's going to bite you in the butt later, because in the heat of the match, you're going to forget stuff.
Yeah, there are things you're going to forget. Brendan, I've had no issues with any of the primary arm scope with the exception of, could you grab that one right there?
I thought it was on Sandra.
Nope. And guys, I think bang for the buck, it's hard to beat a lot of the primary arms offerings, but this is an ACSS. I'm not bad mouthing it, but when you move the rear ocular, the reticle moves. I don't care for that. And when you get into budget scopes, those are things that you're going to see.
Anything on the Zeiss scope?
Ramsey Country, the 12 to 50. No experience with that. I've owned a lot of the Schmitz. I don't own any more Schmitz, and they make a good optic. I know there were some QC issues here lately. What's the best hunting round? Best for the rifle in 308, 150, 170?
I don't know.
Okay, not a big hunter, so I'm going to have to pass on that, big Poppy Greg.
Killing.
He said killing's killing. So, yeah, +5. I believe Garantham actually just did a video on this, and it's a really good video. He's got some really good content out there, and they're shooting at long range. I actually won a bear at MRAD, and it was less than stellar. I've had this conversation. Now, the guys at Barrett were awesome. I had the multi-change barrels, of course. I had the 338. I had a 308, and then there was another caliber, 300 Win Mag. The system was nice. It was a little heavy, and even on Garantham, I think they mentioned that they're looking at proof barrels as an alternative because the package does weigh quite a bit. Yeah, but no, I think it's a good setup. I'm hearing good things.
Shallow's here.
Uh-oh, Matthew McCraw, what's up? What's up, Casey?
What's going on, Casey?
All right, guys, man, 100 guys on the show. Thanks for watching.
Hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate it.
Getting a lot of guys asking about barrels. I'm a huge Bartland and Proof guy.
There's another Remington PCR.
All right, so CRRT specialist. I looked into the Remington PCR. I know the 700 Action has mass aftermarket support for future upgrades, but did not see a Proof Research barrel for the upgrade. Other options match quality. Yeah, look up Bartland. Bartland makes some good ones. You can get like a Mike Rock. Guys, there's so many good barrel manufacturers out there. I mean, Douglas, Schillen, I know Ken's been using a lot of the Douglas barrels. You're going to get a good barrel. Just find a good gunsmith that's going to be able to do good work for you.
And Ken's Eagle Eye shooting out here.
All right, let's see.
So, Edith, James.
All right, sorry. Trying to keep up with all the things because it jumped so far. So give me just a second. And I appreciate the comments. It makes the show go better.
Yeah. Smash the thumbs up, Tim says.
Alex, I don't have any experience with the 270 wind shaft. Would be a good question for Ken over at Eagle Eye Shooting. If you guys don't know him, he's got a great channel. And I know he messes with a lot of different other cartridges because he builds rifles now. So he would be a good resource for that.
Yeah, for a 45 BMW.
What do you see? 45 BM? Oh, 45 BMW 02. I hear you. You know, guys, I do like the LaRue rifles. You know, back when they had the OBRs, those were great, great rifles, and they do shoot lights out. They really do. But I haven't had any experience with the 6 Creedmoor. Everything I had shot was either in 5.56 or 308. But you're going to pay for it.
You are.
All right, let's see here.
Counts.
All right, conservative sniper hunter. I think he answered the question about the hunting.
Oh yeah, the one
3 bullets.
Where's your cigar?
Inspector Gadget. What's up, Matt?
Matt Cross. That was great last night, man. That was perfect. It's like zing. All of a sudden you had whatever you needed. Gun toting Minnesotian.
Ramsey Country says bullet selection for 270 sucks. So guys, you know, we're all sharing information here, and that's what's the beauty of this is, you know, a guy would have a question. Well, there's probably going to be someone because there's a lot of knowledge in the group. Yep. A lot of knowledge collectively on this chat tonight. Levi, I do like the 6.5 PRC. I still haven't had a chance to drag that proof out. The proof research, it's not a conviction. It was whatever it was, the tactical. I just no place to shoot. I'm not going to waste the ammo at 700 yards. I know it's going to shoot lights out. So, Seekins precision bolt guns, no sir. Shebal Sicky, I do not have any experience with those. Only their gas guns.
Yeah, Kathleen, it's rifle talk right now.
Kathleen says it's rifle
pistols
talk.
For a second.
You can download any res YouTube has available for viewing with YouTube if you need a backup. I might do that. Let's see.
Nice hat. Crusty old GI sergeant. Do, huh? Great man wore that helmet right there.
All right, I'm catching up on the comments here. They're flying in.
I can't read that fast.
Okay, so for you guys that don't know, Otter is from Iceland. He says Zeiss is one of the few scope brands we have, but they suck when it comes to internal adjustments. Great glass, but and then a sad face.
So look forward to the Bob camo.
I've not looked at the 6mm arc yet.
Man, there are so many crazy rounds now.
You should get Rick a dog collar for your team events. What's that mean? That was not nice, Todd. Okay, so Griffin, recently getting into reloading. So reloading is a huge topic. It really is. Starting with 308 and a Savage 110, which dies do you like the best? Next up are my 223 and 6mm Creed and my MPA. I like Hornady and Redding dies, okay? I don't think you have to go to match dies. I think they make good quality dies. I know that I can load everything I want, whether it's match or not a match. You know, I've got some Dillon carbide dies, and I've tried them all. You know, pretty much tried them all, but Hornady and Redding for me. That's just kind of what I go with, and they work. Yeah, +5. I think I answered this already about the Barrett MRAD. Well, I told you that I used to have one, but my thoughts on it, I think there might be some better options out there. I know Barrett's, you know, been around for a long time, but the one I had just did not perform as well as I thought it should, but I don't know. It wasn't a Mark II. Probably had the Mark I. Sorry, I think we might be getting Netflixed.
How many beers do you have to drink to believe you're actually shot?
All right, hold on. Trying to get around to all the questions. Oh, the video must be horrible. Let me check upstairs. Hold on.
All right. So today we were doing the Know Your Limits target. A lot of fun. I can tell you that we're supposed to on Thursday go out to shoot in that cornfield. If you guys aren't familiar with the cornfield, and it's going to be an awesome time. We're going to try to shoot the Know Your Limits 1/2-inch AR500 plates, but it is a very cool setup, and we'll see how we do. Hopefully we do well, and then we're going to do some testing on some paper as well out there, so it should be kind of fun. Let's see, I got very consistent bump sizing, expensive Hornady, resizing dies. Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with Elfster's rifle and reloading, him along with Eagle Eye Shooting do some great videos on reloading topics for sure. Let's see, any good weapon mounted lights that take AAA batteries instead of 123s. What was that one model? Let's see. Actually, it's not even one I.
All right, I'm back. So I am looking at getting an internet solution. Someone told me about a cell booster, which I've tried one before, but Casey is going to try to hook me up with one, so we'll see if we can't hotspot the chats from now on.
I don't see that working any better.
We will see.
We will find out. I'm hoping it does. Weapon mounted lights that take AAA batteries.
Don't know.
Your video looks fine to me. 45 auto says. Okay, good. Good to hear.
Yeah, so Todd says he gets very consistent bumps and sizing for inexpensive Hornady resizing dies. Hard to beat Redding cedar dies. All right, so
solid. That's good to know.
Meprolite has one that uses AAAs, so John Talley, thank you for that input. And somebody said just get rechargeable CR123s.
I don't deal rechargeable anything anymore, really. Unless it's like in the.
Hey, okay, so San Miguel, you said really Mark 22 sniper rifle. So the MSR TSRs, the old sniper system from Remington, that was $14,000 for that package. Yeah, it was not cheap. When I won that Barrett, I think that entire package was right at 10 grand. So yeah, it's expensive, and it's hard to justify that. In my opinion, it really is. I mean, that is a lot of money for those. It really is.
It's a nice win, is what it is.
Yeah, Carcane, same thing. Grand Thumb put that out. I watched it because, I try to keep up with that stuff.
That's right. MRES 5400. Awesome.
Okay, so Loden, no, stay away from it, okay? So 224 Valkyrie, I will tell you, it is good in a bolt gun. If you're going to get it in a bolt gun, it is not a bad option. If you are contemplating getting a gas gun in 224 Valkyrie, I have yet to see anyone have stellar performance with one. They've all been mediocre at best, and I tried to like it. I tried 3 or 4 different platforms, different manufacturers, and they were all a letdown.
Mediocre.
Oh, Justin King. Something I'd like to talk about. Any experience with JP Supermatch barrels? Yes. I shoot a lot of JP Supermatch barrels. I have a couple rifles over there. If I shoot nationals, I might end up shooting a JP. I've been shooting the JP rifles for years, as well as the Lancers, but I've never had any issues with the barrels. They usually shoot lights out. Do you need the heat sink and all this other stuff? I don't really, I really don't know if you need it. Does make it look good, but it is heavy. Yeah, they are heavy, but it is a good barrel. You'll be happy with it. You're going to get the matched bolt and everything else. Bism 50. Okay, so the range. Thank you for backing me up. He said he wasted money on a 224 Valkyrie. Worst cartridge ever. Actually, I have a bunch of ammo over here.
We could not get that thing to shoot.
Yeah, like I said, I tried everything from LWRC. I even tried 2 PSA guns.
Man,
I tried, you name it. I do not like that cartridge. Ramsey Country, get 22 Creedmoor instead. I'm going to agree with you. Get anything but.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So Todd Elfster says it's hard to beat the AIs with interchangeable barrels. It is expensive though, and I do get it. If I if I had to buy something today, and I wasn't just trying to go cheap on a rifle, and Rick will back this up, I have yet to see a Tikka shoot poorly. Okay, the CTRs, the T3, the TAC A1s, they just shoot well. They really do. So I would have to agree with you, and you're going to be less than two grand into one.
Juan Diaz, how you doing? Loading. Danny Devine. How about the mag?
I don't have a lot of experience with the 6.8. I don't, and if I don't, I won't say it. I'm not going to make it up. I don't have a lot of experience with it. I've shot them a few times, but I've never shot them at distance, so I can't answer that question for you, Juan. My apologies. Oh, San Miguel has the AI AXMC. Great choice. I know he's got one. I know there's a bunch of guys out west that shoot those, and they're awesome rifles. They really are. Zeus has a FLIR on the way. Nice setup.
Zeus, what's going on, buddy?
Ramsey Country has a 22 Creedmoor. He said he hit a 4-inch by 6-inch plate at 885 yards. So you got to realize that's a sub-minute of angle plate. It's actually about a half if it was a 4x4.
Yeah.
It's about a half minute. So that's very impressive shooting, especially, I've never seen plates that small at that kind of distance. That's pretty good right there.
TJ, great honest content. Appreciate
Thank you. I appreciate it, TJ Babin.
Cajun Country.
Chris Smith, this is a good question. 6.5 Creedmoor or 6.5 PRC? Guys, the only difference is the 6.5 Creedmoor, and Chris, I'm sure you're aware, but other people might not know. So 6.5 Creedmoor, the parent cartridge of that is essentially a 308 that has a smaller diameter. Think of, the diameter of a 308. Let's convert it over. It's a 7.62. So as far as millimeters. So you got a 6.5 Creedmoor, so 6.5 millimeters as opposed to 7.62. So it's a smaller diameter bullet, but with all of these ELD and VLD bullets, they're getting them longer, okay? The PRC is now based off of a Magnum case with the same bullet. So yeah, you're going to be pushing more velocity and everything else, but is it necessary? It depends on what you're trying to do with it.
Isn't
with
it
that
just a 6.5
Magnum, 6.5 Creedmoor Magnum. That's a good way to think of it.
That's basically what it is.
I don't know. I mean, it's a good cartridge, but I don't know. You're going to get more felt recoil, at least in the proof, but that's a light rifle, so it's really hard for me to judge that. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably stick 6.5 Creedmoor, and if I wanted something bigger, I'd go something bigger.
Tell some war stories. What say maybe someday you guys can do a semi-auto gas chat.
Instead, clamp it, shot the wings off flies at a front fence. Yeah, Doug B says it burns barrels up too. Rick, this is for you.
If you only pick one scope to rule them all for long distance shooting, which brand, magnification range, and reticle? I would say I'm still the big Vortex fan. I've shot plenty of his Night Force. They're a little heavier. They're beefy, bulky, but built like.
Those are 7 to 35s. That wouldn't be a fair comparison. A 5 to 25 would be
be about the same. But I'd stay with the Vortex, the HD versions, and I actually went from the EBR 2C reticle that I have to wanting the
Trimmer 3.
The Trimmer 3, yeah. So if I could change right now, if I knew someone at Vortex and they said, "Hey, I'll swap you scopes and get the Trimmer 3," I would do that just for the fact. I really like that dot by itself in the center. Do you have that reticle sheet?
Yeah, it's right over here.
And the reason why I like this is for really, if you're really trying to shoot a tight group for precision, see how there's that open dot at the end right there? I think that's a huge plus. So for me, that's Vortex. A little cheaper than Night Force, but I like them. I know they're built. I love the warranty, the lifetime warranty. Does Night Force have the same thing?
They have a really good warranty program, but it's not anything like Vortex.
Pick up 6 more Creedmoor.
Okay, so San Miguel asks, his friend picked up a 6.5 Creedmoor, not sure what kind of rifle, but he wants a budget scope. What's your suggestions?
This
Okay,
kills us because
define budget.
yeah, there was a guy that wanted, and if he's out there, hopefully he is. He wanted to know how to shoot out to 1,000 yards with a $400 scope. And not to say that you can't do it, but it's like
Casey, his scope costs
$399.
$399.
$399, and he could shoot out to 1,000.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't know if you can get the reticles that you really want for that price range.
Oh, here we go. All right, KB32. So, this is a good point. Okay, literally. Okay, so a chevron, which a lot of primary arms, ACOGs, which same designer, has a chevron. Okay, everyone knows what a chevron is, but think about it. A chevron has an infinite point, so you can be very, very, very precise with that point. I like the chevron scopes. Primary Arms does it on their 6.225 on that PLX4, I think it is. I like a chevron. However, that's not a standard for most. Okay, for most, you're going to have a crosshair, you're going to have a dot, you're going to have an open dot, something like that. A lot of people consider the Trimmer 3 too busy, and it
There's a lot
is.
of stuff
There is
in
a lot of stuff going on, and it does obscure a lot of your sight.
But if you're going to do holdovers,
It's
and
quick,
be quick,
and you
yeah,
got the wind calls. It is very
it's
quick.
freaking awesome if you can get used to all the stuff.
Yeah, whether you like Todd Hodden it or not, this stuff works. I was shooting H58s, H59s back in the day. They had closed dots and everything else, and this just kind of made it easier. I'm not gonna say makes it easier. I just really prefer that reticle. So I'm a big fan of the Trimmer 3.
And the reason why I want to go to that
is because he's used mine and he's seen how it works.
Well, and there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
But it's if we're going to be shooting that match together, which is in September, October, I want to be used to that reticle instead of having to just jump over it right at the last minute and try to learn it. I would really like to have it to practice with.
Okay.
But talking about practice, Coda Boy 32 and I are actually shooting a match together.
Yep, the Snipers Unknown in South Carolina.
And you better, hopefully you're practicing, my man, because I want to do decent.
Because he has been.
I've been doing a lot of practicing, Coda Boy, so I'm hoping you're holding your end of the bargain up.
All right, so a conservative sniper hunter, you did hit it on the head. I try not to be a fanboy of anything, but if it works, I'm going to use it. I have delved in all of the scopes, whether they are Hensholtz or Tangent Thetas. I've had a lot of time behind all of those scopes, including the Schmidt and Benders and all of that. I keep going back to Night Force because they work. I only have one scope that I've ever had a problem with from Night Force, and it was the Digiloom. When they switched over to the Digiloom, I picked up a 4-16, and it works. It works every time. The problem is it doesn't turn off. And so what ends up happening is the battery ends up going dead. So that's the only issue I've ever had. But as far as tracking, durability, and everything else, I love Night Force, and that's my choice of optic right now.
Switching guns, man.
Oh, I hear you.
I was like, where's my drink at?
All right. I got a lot of catching up to do, so let's see here. Give me a second to get caught up. I don't want to miss anyone's comments.
Don't you think as a chevron, though, is more of almost like a tactical kind of easy point shoot kind of thing?
Yeah, chevron is quick. I do like it. Okay, so the Performance Center TC-LRR. I had an opportunity to review one of these, and it just didn't work out on my scheduling, and so the opportunity lost itself. Maybe it'll pop back up. There was a gentleman that was actually on here that watches that was going to provide it for me. It was brand new in the box. It looks like a good package for the money, but I don't know if I would choose that over a Tikka. I've seen too much good stuff, and the Tikkas, I'm really, really impressed with those rifles. I would go with a known, and that's a known. What's up, NYC Drummer?
What's going on?
Abigail says SWFA, and believe it or not, I am going to agree. SWFA does make a good value for the money. They really do. They do offer some mil scopes or MOA scope. I think you'll be fine.
William.
All right, let's see here. Night Force is a 10-year warranty. Yes, Scott Hoffman says 10-year warranty. So like I said, they have a warranty. They're going to work with you, but it's not like the unconditional Vortex.
That was a huge bonus for me because I knew that if I, because I bought them used, if they weren't working right, I could send it in, get it fixed, and no issues basically. Kind of like Dylan's no BS. They'll fix it for you.
Okay, San Miguel is now placing the price at 1,500 or under. So that tells me a lot because I don't think that's a budget scope at that point. I mean, it is when you're comparing it to, a Schmidt or something like that. You can get a good Night Force for the mid threes. So you're talking about half that budget. Um,
If
you,
you could find a smoking deal, you could have a
you can
Vortex
get
Ace.
you a Vortex
Yeah, get a used
like
one.
Rick Scott. Guys, a good resource, and I don't know if any of you guys, I mean, if you're our age, you're not on Facebook a lot or anything else, but there are some groups like, I think it's Optics Show and Tell.
Yeah.
It used to be Buy, Sell, and Trade, and that got taken down. But you can find really, really good optics on there where guys either just wanted to get rid of them or whatever. And I've sold a lot on there as well, but I've been seeing the Vortex Razor HDs for $1,500 to $1,600. Remember, you're not taking a chance. If it's broken, send it back to Vortex. They're going to fix it.
That EVR7C is an awesome reticle, Tim Cook. It does have that dot. It's beautiful. It's not too. Another cool thing about that one over the EVR2C is it actually gives the mills on the outside instead of right along the inside, which that's the one thing I don't really like.
Yeah.
Somebody hooked you up.
Oh, dang, man. Somebody who I haven't gotten there yet, but I appreciate it. I really do. John Townley. I'm going to step on my foot here because I can make enemies this way. I do not like the SIG offerings of scopes. I've seen too many of those go down. Specifically, the left side parallax knob will break off and it's done. I've seen it on more than one occasion. I've played with the whiskeys, the tangos. I'm just not a fan of that scope.
Whiskey Tango Bravo Chalice. I'll let you borrow my Vortex Razor HD with chemical reticle.
And guys, this is the
There
guy
you
we
go,
were talking
Tim.
about a minute ago. So Casey was watching, $299 or $299 for that Vortex that he's got on there, and he's not going to have any problems at 1,000. Okay, I can tell you that.
Tim says I can borrow his reticle.
Yeah, my ACOGs in the Army had chevrons in them. It's cool for man-sized targets. It is, but it's also really good for precision type targets. Now, Dimitri is the designer of the reticles, the ACSS reticles that are in the ACOGs, the ones that are in the primary arms. Guy's a genius. I had a chance to shoot with him out in Vegas, spend a couple days with him. He is one of the best reticle designers I've ever met, and the guy is very, very knowledgeable. There is something to be said for the chevron scopes, no doubt about it. But I think you're going to be limited pretty much to primary arms if you're looking one for a precision rifle.
Yeah, because I think the way he does it, at least on some of those scopes, is 100 right at the tip, and then at the bottom of the chevron's either 200 or 300 as well, depending on the reticle.
Eric Q. Schmidt & Bender PM2 versus the Night Force ATAC R. Absolutely Night Force ATAC R. I bought two Schmidt & Bender PM2s, the SOCOM units, 2 years ago. Both of them had to go back for tracking issues. I hate to generalize it, but I've got to base that on experience. I had some of the other Schmidts. I had no issues with them, with the click thunks for every mill. That's what they call it. If you know what it is, you know what it is. If you don't, then you won't know. KB32 is absolutely right. And guys, if you don't know John, I mean, John's a huge channel. I mean, it's great to have him on here. John's done a lot for the channel. Yeah, we're good friends with him.
Yeah.
And he is absolutely spot on. Whatever your reticle, know it. Know what it does. Know what all the options are. Okay. So, for example, I got to point this out. Hold on just a second.
All right. Let's see. Kodaboy says, I'll do some dry firing the night before.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kodaboy.
Okay, so let's say you're watching the channel and you say, well, I was watching X-Ring and he was talking about this Tremor 3 reticle, and you go out there and somebody tells you to hold 2 mils of wind. If you hold there, that is not 2 mils of wind, guys. That's not 4 mils of wind. This has a completely different function for estimation of ranges, and you've got to actually look at the small subtensions here. So going back to what KB32 said, you need to know your reticle. You need to know where your 10th mil or your quarter MOA, whatever you've got, whatever reticle it is, you need to know where those subtensions are if you're trying to mill a target. Let's say your rangefinders aren't working, or there's a stage where you can't do it. And like on the Trimmer 3, right here, that's going to be your 10th mil subtensions, but there's also, I'm trying to do this upside down, there's also a 10th mil subtension chevron on each side here. So you need to be very good gracious. $49, man, I appreciate it. Holy crud. Thanks, guys. Like I said, not doing it for the money, but I do appreciate you guys contributing to the channel, trying to share the information that I've learned over the years. Hold on, let me get caught up. Let me get caught up, guys.
The range.
Richard Arthur. Oh no, the range, man. I appreciate it. Sweet Krispy Kreme. I had 4 donuts from Krispy Kreme today.
And I didn't get one.
Yeah, you could have. Ramsey Country, and guys, Ramsey Country is very, very knowledgeable as well. Like I said, it is a privilege to have him on here on the chats. He shoots a lot. Okay, he's very, very knowledgeable, and he's saying this is his opinion. The Tikka is the better rifle. I'm going to have to agree. That was my sentiment almost exactly. One of the things you're going to notice is guys that do this game, that are doing the PRS, that are doing the long range matches, we rarely differ on our opinions.
Rarely.
Rarely. So you got guys like Ramsey Country, Ken. If you ask any one of us a question about a certain product, if we've got experience with it, you'll usually see that it's all in line because of those experiences. So it is good. Let me see here. All right.
What's up, Bad Billy?
Okay, so Bad Billy says you can pick up a Razor HD on eBay for $1,700 with a Trimmer 3. That is an awesome price because that scope is $2,400.
Yeah, it is.
And yeah, I mean, that is a smoking deal.
See, now who had asked about the $1,500 if they're going to buy a scope? They have $1,500.
Yeah, that was San Miguel.
San Miguel, I would figure out a way to find that scope for.
Richard Arthur, the new Mill XT reticle is a great reticle. I had one on a Night Force previous to the new one, and I have no issues with it. He's a medical provider. He can get a discount from the Vortex discount program. That's awesome.
Nice.
What Bushnell scope is a good one to buy for shooting out to 1,200 yards? I'm not that familiar with the Bushnell scope line other than years ago. When I say years ago, we're talking 4 or 5 years ago. Bushnell had the HDMR and the DMR line, and I did use those scopes. I tried them, and those were actually awesome scopes. They've replaced that and renamed it, so I don't know what that was replaced with.
That's the ones the team guys were using, right?
Oh, there's something else I want to mention, too. Hold on for just a second. Go ahead.
Come on, Inspector Gadget. Oh, here it is. We talked about this.
Guys, for
Ray
those
and I did.
guys, for those that watch my channel, do you remember guys were asking about spotting scopes? And one of the things that I recommended, I told you it was going to be hard to beat it for the money. I had recommended that Bushnell Legend Tactical. You guys remember that? It is this spotting scope right here. You can get these things for.
Right here. Right there.
Yeah, give me just a second.
Excuse me while I whip this.
All right, this is that spotting scope. It does have a mill reticle inside of it. If you watch Garand Thumb's video today, he had a very special guest on there. Former special operations sniper, I think 2 different countries. That's the spotting scope they were using.
It's nice.
Third group guys are the ones that put me onto this, and I would have never thought Bushnell made something like this. Bang for the buck for $500, you're not going to beat it in the spotter. I'm telling you, it is what it is.
And what's cool is so what's the other one over there? Leupold, right?
That's a Leupold Mark IV.
This actually has one other adjustment right here, which is really cool that the other one doesn't. Great scope.
Yeah, Eric, the Trimmer 3 has wind dots. So once you determine using your ballistic coefficient what your wind dots are,
4 miles
what you're going to have is, depending on the caliber, these little dots right here are not mils, okay? There are mil subtensions along here. These wind dots in like the 6.5 Creedmoor, these are going to be 4 miles an hour. So if I'm at 2 mils, there's a 4 mile an hour wind. These are your holds, and you see how it graduates on out. The big dots are going to be 16 miles an hour for me. So having the wind holds like that is exclusive to that Trimmer 3, but you still have your mil holds. All right.
Yeah, this is nice.
NYC Drummer, thank you very much. Okay, can 130 grain Federal match in an 18-inch 6.5 Grendel to 1,000 yards? If not, which ammo would you recommend? Okay, so NYC Drummer.
Damn, here.
You know, when I got the 6.5 Grendel, this is exactly what I was shooting. It was the Federal Premium Gold Medal with 130 grain Burger. This measured or chronographed very, very slow out of my 20-inch Grendel. And when I say slow, it was 2,200 feet per second, if I recall. That is not going to be the best option for 1,000, but I'm sure you could hit 1,000. Yeah, the range says Dimitri, without a doubt, is a genius. As far as ammo recommendations, I think you're going to have to hand load for 6.5 Grendel to make it a really good 1,000-yard gun. Like I said, this will hit it, but it's going to be doing it slow, and wind is going to play havoc with you. Yes, this has actually come up a few times, conservative sniper hunter. I have a lot of experience with the U.S. optics. I actually have a certificate for like $1,000 off of one, and I haven't used it yet. But be careful because it was bought out. For those that know, U.S. Optics was started in California. They have a great scope in their B series with the Eric knobs and everything. They are now based out of Hickory, North Carolina. I think someone bought them out. The B series is still good. Some of the other stuff is Philippine glass. Just be careful with that. My low power variable optic is going to be a Raptor 1-6 for my recce build. Okay.
Let's have a go.
Let's see. The ACSS ACOG. Yep. Let's see here. It dies.
Casey Duncan.
Dang, Casey. Holy crud. Yeah, I'm seeing it now. I'm a little behind, but I'm getting down to all the questions to try to answer them all. Dies question. To be accurate when sizing brass, if I understand this correctly, but still not sure, the threads on the dies are with a 14th thread, 4 spins for 1. Okay.
1 inch elevation.
Okay. I do not know the answer to this, Otter.
Threads on the dies.
I've never even thought about it in that way. So maybe someone here can answer that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of it that way.
Yeah, I've never heard of it that way as either.
Internet.
Paved driveway fund. I appreciate it.
Your optic has vortex.
Okay, so you guys can read this. Todd with Elfster's Rifles and Reloading says Euro Optic. Remember, if you go to Euro Optic, ask for Kyle. Tell him Ray sent you. I don't get a kickback, but you might get a better deal. Who knows? Has the Razor Gen 2, Trimmer 3, MRAD, RZR for 24, and they pay the sales tax. Yeah, so that is the MSRP, the $24.99. It might not be the Vortex listed MSRP, but $24.99 is the going price. So if he's seeing one on eBay for $1,700, that's the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, because they have to, okay, so Horace created Todd Hodnett. Horace, his company was bought out by Night Force. So Night Force actually owns all of the Horus reticles. So if a company wants to use a Trimmer 3 or one of the reticles, they have to pay the royalties. That's why there's a big upcharge for that Trimmer 3 reticle.
Yeah, but it's an awesome reticle.
All right. Dang, 150 people in the show. Thank you, guys. Hit that thumbs up button if you can find it. All right, I'm trying to answer all the questions. Hold on. I'm catching up.
You are not catching up.
Okay, so I have the issue that if I have a scope focused for my glasses, I can't get the parallax adjustment to track. Even on my friend's Night Force, I can't get it to be clear past 400 to 500 yards. Any thoughts on how to fix it? Okay, guys, let's talk about this right now. I'm hoping this will solve your issue, but let's say you get a brand new scope, okay? And you're setting up your rifle just like I did with Kreiderman. If you guys watched that video with John, and he got his TK, he had a Vortex Razor.
Yep.
What you want to do is you want to take the very first thing is make sure your eye relief is right. Make sure the scope for you is right. And what I do is I set it on 20 power or your max power, and you make sure that when you shoulder the rifle, whether you shoot from a bench or you shoot prone, you want to make sure that it's not too far away where you're getting a fuzzy edge, and you're not too close to where you're getting a fuzzy edge. You want that scope to be, and I'll never be able to do this, But you want that scope. Oh, I actually almost had it. You want that scope to be crystal clear around all the edges. Okay. If we start pulling away like this, you're going to see this fuzziness starting to come in. Okay. And the camera doesn't really do it justice. You want to make sure that's right first. Once you get all that set, then what you want to do is keep it on your max power. You want to put your parallax on infinity. Do not do, okay, so max power, infinity on your parallax, or your max focus. Okay, there's an infinity symbol, looks like a sideways 8. Almost everyone knows what that looks like.
It's not focus.
What you're going to do, and it's a parallax, it's not a focus. What you're going to do is, don't look into the sun, guys, but you want to look into like blue sky, something that's unobscure. Don't bring the rifle up looking through the scope, okay? What you want to do is be looking off to the side. You're going to bring it up, and then you're going to look through the scope, and you look away. Look through the scope, look away. What you're doing is you're trying to see if that reticle is crystal clear. If that reticle is not completely clear, you're going to need to adjust the back of it, okay, on the ocular here.
That's the focus, right?
Yes. So what we're trying to do is get that reticle in perfect focus. And even on that brand new Razor HD, this was screwed in all of the way on John's rifle, okay? By the time we were done, it ended up being out somewhere to here. Now, I'll tell you, one of my biggest pet peeves is someone asks if they can shoot my rifle, and I'm like, yeah, sure, absolutely, have a go at it. If they touch this, I'm not peeved, but it's just one of those things like, crap, I got to go set that again. So maybe this is for you. Don't mess with somebody else's rifle here.
Yeah.
You can adjust the parallax, but be careful on this
Those are cheap pieces.
because we all see differently. Okay.
Oh, here's a good question though. As part of that, would it be better for him to shoot with his glasses, or to have that set with no glasses that turns
No,
it clear?
because if he's going to wear his glasses when he's shooting, he needs to have those glasses on when he's getting this set.
I wonder if he's talking about like prescription glasses or just regular shooting glasses.
I'm not sure on that one. John Townley says, I appreciate your honesty on the SIG scopes. I only have one because a friend owns a store and it was given to me as a gift. My other go-to scopes are Vortex. And guys, I really don't want to talk bad about another manufacturer, because anything that's manufactured can go wrong. I'm sure there are night forces out there that have gone wrong on people or went bad. It ultimately comes down to quality control. But this is something that's recurring. It's not something that just happened once or twice. I'm not a big fan of the electro optics that they do either with their dots. You know, we have a friend, he was on the channel a minute ago. He got a SIG, was it a Romeo or?
It was a Romeo 3.
And he got it. I was like, dude, you better hope that thing works. It was what, 3-4 weeks?
It was, yeah, something.
3 or 4 weeks. It completely broke on him.
Yeah.
He waited 3 months to get it.
He ended up
replacement.
Gave him some more money and got the upgrade, whatever that new one is, Romeo.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get everyone's comments.
We love Codabor.
+5 says he's with me on the second focal plane scopes for the same reason, Ramsey Country. Steven, I'd stay away from Nikon scopes because I think Nikon is getting out of the optics business, so I don't know what type of support you'll have in the future. I don't want to speak for them, but just do some due diligence on that.
Has Christmas tree reticle, it works decent.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. What do you prefer for lube and cleaning? If you're talking about reloading, if you're talking about case lube,
wow. that
was not me.
Oh wow, that's pretty good for you. You all trying to get funny and stuff.
Inspector Gadget.
One shot.
Okay.
One opportunity.
For reloading, a lot of people use this for resizing the cases. If you're talking about lube as an oil for the weapons, I'm going to grab something else.
Lucas.
But I use Imperial case wax, sizing die wax.
That stuff works great.
For sizing brass. Now, if you were referring to cleaning of guns, I'm a huge fan of Lucas. Those guys have supported me for a while, and it's not because I got it for free or anything like that. It just works. Awesome. And come on, if you've been in the race industry,
stuff, guys, the high temp, not the red stuff, but the green stuff works.
So I was into racing for a long time. It was part of my career with a major manufacturer. Lucas is a name that's synonymous with racing. Okay, you're always going to hear about it. So I mean, come on, it's got to be good oil, right? It's always worked for me. I don't have any issues.
It all comes
Just
out upside down.
maintain your weapons platform.
+5.
All right, +5. I'm telling you, it is a solid scope.
This is Arthur. Thanks, buddy.
This is a 15 to 45, which is plenty enough, because even on something that goes up to 60, the chances of you being able to use it without getting a lot of mirage or distortion is slim to none. I mean, this right here has
nice.
this is a really good spotter, because not only do you have the power ring here, 15 to 45. If you come up, not to this one, but the very next one, this right here will allow you to focus, but then there's another one right here will allow you to focus the reticle. So you can focus power, reticle,
distance,
and also, let's see, we got the zoom,
magnification,
and the focus on the magnification, and then the
reticle.
focus on the reticle. And on this one right here, if you wear glasses, you have a standoff right here. So this is solid. It already has the
light.
The pick rails.
Pick rails on 3 sides.
So you can put a dot on it.
Does it have a 4?
And I don't get any kickback from it.
Oh, it's really cool.
Richard Arthur, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Really do. All right, Michael D says, if you learn nothing else from this, we've saved your pennies by American made. Absolutely, Michael D, 100%. I've always pushed that on my channel. Try to do American made, support American businesses. I think there are going to be a lot of American businesses, unfortunately, going out because of this. I don't know how they can keep sustaining it.
Michael D was rocking.
Great comment.
Last night, too, as well.
All right, hold on. Let's see here.
San Miguel. What's up? Love the helmet, Mr. Rick. That helmet was worn by a great man.
Hold on, Tim Davis. Tim Davis wants to know the model number. Give me just a second.
That Bushnell scope? Oh. Hold on while Inspector Gadget reaches over and grabs the bulks. That's for this one, right? Yeah, you're gonna, Tim, if you won't, you'll like this a lot. And the price is really, really good for what you get.
All right, the model on that scope is a Bushnell Legend T-Series.
It's a 781545 ED.
Tactical 5 to 45 by 60. It does have the ED glass, the prime glass. So, yeah, it is first focal plane, has a mil reticle, mil subtensions, just like that is what you're going to see.
Which is going to match your scope if you got mils.
And it is a multi-coated optic. So, like I said, bang for the buck, tough one to beat.
And it's fairly light. Fairly lightweight.
He said, where did Rick go? Gunner pushed him off the camera. How's the Rhino working out?
It is a Ranger. Works out good, Don.
All right. Okay, so Ramsey Country said he likes the 123 SMKs for 6.5 Grendel. I bought some of them as well. Clint owns them now. I don't know what he was talking about.
I don't know. Experience with the Athlon.
So I have a lot of friends that run the Athlons. I have personally never run them. Those guys love them. They really do. So I will tell you, I did have a good conversation with a gentleman the other night, and I haven't had any experience with any of the Arkin scopes, but I know a lot of guys like those. But what I have heard is customer service is very lacking, like 2 weeks to get a return phone call, something like that. And that's a little disconcerting.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. Okay. So the JP roller trigger, Justin King, I've had a couple of them. They're great triggers. I'm just not a fan of a roller trigger. So most of my triggers now, thanks to KB32, I'd always used Hyperfire triggers, but thanks to JP or KB32, I've been using the AR Diamond by Trigger Tech. Great trigger. All right, let me see here. John Townley says Amazon has it for $451. I'm serious, guys. I would challenge you to find a better spotting scope for that price range that does have a mil reticle in it like that. All right, so Francisco Najera, he wants to see the torture test on the Atlas fixed blade. I actually have it in my truck. I just have not had a chance to do it. Yeah, Diffuse King, we were just talking about this, and you'll notice that spotting scope on there as well. Do not know anything about the Riton spotting scopes. All right, KB32, you take care. I will talk to you in the morning, I'm sure. All right, so Spice to Mia, I think you actually sent me an email, and I did a little chat on the Pro Shot, the pull-through jag system without a removable cheek rest. I'm glad I could do that for you and show you an option. So the problem was, guys, is he had a rifle. It was a Savage, and you could not get a cleaning rod in there without taking the action or the scope or the chassis off of the action itself because the cheek riser was in the way. And so Pro Shot actually has a cleaning system similar to a Otis kit, but it actually has a jag that you can use standard patches with, and you're not doing the little origami twist thing.
Put that pub last night.
All right, let's see.
It don't matter, William. Always good, brother.
Eric, the tangent thetas are great optics. They are expensive. I just am not a big fan of their reticle options. That is my only complaint. If they had something that had like 2/10 subtensions or 2/10 marks, maybe had a little bit of ranging or something like that, I might look at them a little more heavily, but I'm just not a big fan of their reticles. Steve's Mixed Bag says Arkans are back ordered 3 to 6 months. That could be a good thing.
Night, KB.
They are very popular. Night, KB.
Spy.
All right, trying to catch up.
Tip of the Pro Shot.
Okay, great question. How often do you clean your rifles? If we're talking about gas guns, now most of my gas guns are not, okay, something that I just bought, and I'm just going to treat it like a dirty gun. I'm talking about something that's a match grade, 18, 20-inch barrel, long-range precision work. I usually clean those after every outing, okay? My bolt guns, I usually clean them about 200 rounds, somewhere in there, or when I notice accuracy diminish, okay? Carbon removal cleaner only or copper solvent? I use Hops number 9 almost exclusively, and Bortec. Bortec, if you guys, I'm sure you guys have heard it.
What is it? C plus 2?
CU plus 2.
CU plus 2. Works great. What's nice about it too is it basically will turn blue, telling you that there's copper in there, so it reacts, turns blue.
Okay, guys, so this right here will remove copper, but it's really more for carbon fouling. It takes forever to get copper out.
You're never really
This right here, and don't use sweets. I grew up using Sweet 762. It's a black bottle with a red cap. That can actually do some damage to your barrel if you forget about it or leave it in there too long. It's got a lot of ammonia in it. It'll wake you up when you leave it in there and get a whiff of it.
This stuff works.
But this right here, Bortec CU plus 2 copper remover, this works well. I think it runs about $9 a bottle through Midway. And if you're just looking for something that's just carbon, Bortec makes this carbon remover. I am not sponsored by them any way, shape, or form. Some guys, actually,
we use this way more than this.
One of the national bench rest champions, I had a chance to meet him, did some talking with him, and he put me onto this, and I have never looked back.
Sounds like a man crush.
Whatever.
We will see a torture test on the Atlas.
I already covered that. I got down to some of these.
Oh. What up, troublemakers? Bryson says.
Okay, so Panzer Commander, if you have had a rifle, what we call glass bedded or anything else, you really don't want to take it out of that action and reinstall it. A good bed job, you can take it out once or twice, but the more you take it out, the more slop you can generate in there, and that was the whole reason for bedding it in the first place. However, you have to be a realist.
Torque it to spec and call it done.
Well, let's say you get a Macmillan bedded or something like that, or you have something bedded to an action, and you get caught in a torrential downpour. I'm one of those guys that know this, that eventually that liquid or fluid in there, it's going to start working its magic and rusting underneath the chassis. So have I done it? Of course, but you don't want to just constantly take it out.
That's the cover that comes with.
Yeah, that cover comes with the scope. It really does.
If you act now.
Doug Lewis. So he watched the video. He got confirmation that his 20-inch 6.5 Creedmoor Ruger American will be here Thursday. Looking forward to getting in the game.
Awesome, man.
Hey, if you ever make it up this way, you know who you can call. Brian says, was shooting his William EDX9 today. Yeah, EDX9. Okay, I reviewed the EDC9, X9, I think it was. The shell casings were limping out when ejecting. Will a spring on the extractor cause it to function like this? No, it's usually going to be the ejector. Check and make sure that the tip of the ejector hasn't broken. So let's talk about pistols, Kathleen, music lover.
Yeah, Kathleen wants to talk about pistols. She's quite a pistol shooter.
Okay, so, and she's probably aware of this. I'm sure as most of you guys are. You know, you have a lot of people will look at the extractor, what actually grabs the back of the case and pulls it, and they'll say, "Hey, you know, it's kind of coming out kind of weak." Well, if it's coming out, then the extractor is doing its job. Okay. You have an ejector on an AR, and that's usually on the bolt face. But on a pistol, you're going to have your ejector, which is right there. Okay, and that's actually what the back of the bullet hits as the slide comes back, okay? Because the extractor is pulling, and when the back of the case hits that ejector, it flies it off. I've seen quite a few pistols where the tip has broken here, just a little tip, or it's bent a little bit, and that can cause some issues like that. You might want to also look at the ammunition that you were shooting. What's up, Bryson? Danny Devine just bought the Bushnell. Awesome. Yeah, Tangent Theta has the trimmer now for the cost of a motorcycle, but still, hey, that's great information, Eric Q, because I did not know they had offered it, but they were probably losing a lot of business, not making a lot of sales because they didn't have the reticle choices.
Yeah.
Steve McSbag, what's the barrel length of the 6mm AI? It is 24 inches. I do have, yeah, I think you commented on this. Remember, work up to the low. 41.5 with the 115 burgers. Hornady.
Hodgdon.
H4350 and his 26 Bergara. That should be a screamer.
Not. Where's it at?
Nice. Let's see here.
Every time you laugh, I have to turn around.
I know. Okay, you find what you're trying to find.
No, I'm just when you're laughing, that means that's something good happening.
Now, okay, so Panzer Commander, I do not have a Voodoo. I did look at them. I've got a lot of friends, the guys over at Thunder Beast Arms, Ray and Zach, they were like, you need to check out the Voodoo because you can get the exact same setup as your AI platform. And then I saw the price. I'm not paying $3,500 for a 22. I do have some Anschutz 22s, which will shoot circles around pretty much anything. And I'm kind of spoiled with those. I like Anschutz rifles. They are nice, but they're pricey. But they're single shots.
They are single shots.
Nice. Doug B has a Tangent T3 on his AXMC. Awesome setup. Nice job. Grab 3 at that bargain price. Yeah, see, 5158. I mean, yeah, that's expensive, guys, but it's not crazy when you look at some of these scopes, you know, like, you know, the Night Force. You're going to MSRP on the 7 to 35. I think you're going to be paying $3,500 to $3,700. You step up to a Schmidt, you're going to be in the 5K range. It's just a lot of people aren't familiar with the Tangent Theta.
Yes, he is, Tyler.
Yes, half Asian. My mother was Korean. Casey Duncan, what makes H4350 so good, or why do y'all prefer it?
H4350.
It's a good powder. It will eat up your barrel a little bit. I know there's a lot of guys that are playing around with substituting it with H1000, which H1000 is really, a lot of guys use that for 338 Lapua. I think I've got a bunch of it up here somewhere, but I don't know. I haven't went down that rabbit hole. I don't know if I want to.
But we're not talking this.
Yeah, that is completely different. Do not confuse H4350 with IMR 4350.
This one. So the loads will be different. Can you see me now? There we go. This is the one we're talking about.
All right, let me get caught up. Yeah, so Defoe, you're right. So Voodoo barreled action is $1,700, but by the time you put something on it, let's say you're trying to mimic your precision rifle and you go with, let's just say a Macmillan, or you go with a Manners, I mean, you're looking at easily $2,500+, much less than like an AI chassis for a 22. So if you're going to get into rimfire that game, or if you know if you want to get in a rimfire series, that might be an option, but that's a whole lot for a 22.
Yeah, if you got the money and you don't mind doing it, it's big bucks.
All right, trying to catch up. We are a minute and 20, or an hour and 20. We're going to wrap it up in about 10 minutes. And I really appreciate everybody joining tonight. Man, 157 folks on the channel.
That's awesome.
Man, big shout out to everyone out there.
You guys missed a good chat last night.
All right, this is a good question. On an AR, sometimes the round gets out of sync, SYNC, and gets jammed up in the charging handle groove. That is called a bolt override. Just lock back the handle, push the round out. No, absolutely not. You don't want to do that. I actually did a video to show you how to clear a bolt override. It's called a bolt override, guys. And what he's talking about, and I've got something to show you this very easily and quickly.
Don't they call it a death? I don't know if you can show it though, can you?
It's not a gun.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do it that way. I see what you're saying. Weak or too long of a recoil spring will cause weak ejection. Here's a, I don't know, need a dummy rod?
That's good. So what he's talking, this is not a gun, okay? This is just an empty action here. What he's talking about is sometimes you will get a round or a case stuck in the channel up above the bolt carrier itself and the charging handle, okay? This is one way it can get stuck. There's another way. You typically don't see it that way. It's typically going to be an empty case. Sometimes it's a live one. Yeah, this is actually taking too long to explain. I put it on video. Okay, so now check that out. We have a round in the channel where do you have a flashlight? Sure you do.
Of course I got.
Where the charging handle is, and the bolt is here. The problem is pulling this back, it'll usually lock up. You can go to my video on AR training, and I talk about how to clear this, and it's very, very easy to clear. But if you don't know how to cure a bolt override malfunction, it can be rather daunting. A lot of it has to do with the angle of how you're trying to clear your rifle. Hold on, let me see here. Wow, trying to get caught up on the... Varget's a great powder. I'm a huge fan of this powder. It's very versatile. You can load a lot of stuff with it. Yes, H4350 is the load for the 6mm that I was trying. I have not tried stable yet, Pontius Pilot. I know you followed up on the one comment today. I always try to answer all comments. I have not tried the hybrid. Depends on what you're trying to do with it, Hector. I know a lot of guys shoot 18s. I wanted it in a 20, but I also know of guys running them really short as well. I think Todd has one that's 10-inch. It's like a 10.5-inch. Just depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, so Jose Muniz, I think you might have contacted me about this. Scar 17s, and I've shot them a lot. I used to compete with one in heavy division. It's a great rifle, it really is, but they can be hell on optics. They really can. So the Elcan 1.5 to 6 is a great optic. I reviewed one on the channel. I've shot them a lot. The 1 to 4 is a good one as well. I would say for the Scar 17, go with the new Vortex 1 to 10. I think you'll be really impressed with it. That's actually a new optic for most, but that optic has actually been out and being used for quite some time now, actually. I think since last September.
That's what they use on them,
but anyway, yeah, I like the Elcan, but I think that Vortex is a good optic, and I like the 10 power on it. What I don't like about the Elcan is you're either 1.5 or you're 6. Okay, now they have a 369. That might be a better option for you, but that Vortex is going to be a solid unit. All right, so David Greer, Great channel. Thank you. Thinking of getting the Savage new precision 6mm with the MDT chassis. Nice. Hey, the guys at MDT are super. It's a Canadian company, but great guys. If you hear anything about this rifle.
Up here on the Tika.
Yes, I have heard about that rifle. A lot of guys recommended me trying to get my hands on one to review, but I don't have any firsthand experience with it. Okay, so San Miguel Anschutz was his first pick for 22, but he went with a CZ 457 precision target. CZ does make great rifles, okay? Yeah, the 457 is their newest offering. I think it was replacing or in conjunction with the 455.
That's amazing.
My 455 has been kind of hit or miss. Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
All right.
So the bushy opponents.
Okay, CRRT specialist. Jerry Mitchell just did a video on it the other day on that malfunction. Just a heads up.
He did actually.
Yeah. Okay,
he
so
called it the death something. There's a name for it that I've heard many times.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what he coined it, but for years it's been called a bolt override malfunction. It's funny because I get a lot of questions about things that Jerry has just covered, just like the one about the automobile glass. It depends on the angle, and like I said, go to a bank. It's going to be tilted towards you. If you caught the channel the other night, we talked about it.
Actually, was it on mine or yours?
Jay Cruz, I do like the ACSS reticles. They're good. I have nothing bad to say about Primary Arms. Those guys are super. They've been really good to me, and I haven't had one of their scopes go down yet, and I've been pretty hard on them. All right, let's see here. And you got a Dead Air Mass 22. That's a great suppress. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you guys something that only you guys will see tonight. Should I?
I don't know. Let's vote on it. Yeah, we should show them. Let me show you.
Okay, so for those that stuck around. Stick around. So if you guys know, I actually work with a company and been making suppressors. Bryson, you just had to hold your ears, brother. So I actually helped develop this suppressor. There's two patents of mine on this. This took years of development, and it is a 9mm suppressor. I've talked about it on the channel, but it is no longer a dream. This was the first production unit. It is not a prototype.
The first.
Yeah, it is actually the first production unit.
That's 01, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm okay in showing it. Give me a moment. For those that have been following the channel, you might have seen a
we did a demo in IV88.
A prototype.
Yeah, prototype.
If you went out to the IV88 shoot, you probably shot it. I know Ken shot one, but those are all prototypes.
William says, "Did everybody stick around? We have 160 people watching these. Everybody stick around."
All right, here we go.
One last question.
This is the new Microtech Defense Industries. And yes, that is the Microtech Defense Industries, which is a division of Microtech. They have a bunch of sister companies. This is the R² K9. This is chambered in 9mm. It is rated for 300 blackout subsonic. It is full titanium. It is modular. You can go from full length assembly, weighs about 11.5 ounces, to the K configuration. This is one of the quietest cans you will ever shoot. We did have to go quiet on this for a while because it was undergoing military trials. It's really cool. So you don't need any tools to disassemble this whatsoever.
We have them.
They are all built into this. Part of that was my design. And basically, I'm going to show you something really cool. If you hadn't seen this, I'm going to take the end cap off, right?
You can shoot them without the end cap.
I don't need an end cap, and no baffles came out. I can actually shoot it just this way, okay? This actually has 5 active patents on it. Patent numbers are down there at the bottom. You guys are seeing this first.
Or you could shoot it without even this part.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So there is the K configuration. You can shoot it just like that. You will not lose any baffles.
Or here.
Full titanium. Now, let's say you needed, I want to see.
It slices.
All right. So here we go. You take the end cap off, right? We put it on here, but let's say you need to change your piston out. It does come with two pistons. It comes with a half 28 and a 13.5 by 1 left-handed thread. We will have half 32, half 36, and a tri-lug mount. But wait, there's more. So I call the end cap the master key, and I call this back piece the piston retainer cap, because that's what it does, holds the piston in. I can take off my piston retainer cap with the end cap. So if I need to switch from my Glock over to my Smith & Wesson or something, I can just take it out and do that with it. Now that I have the master key and the PRC in my hand, I can completely disassemble the entire unit, including the baffle retainers, by using the key here. And guys, you are seeing this first. We have shown some of this at IB88 and the Big Daddy shoot, but we never showed all of this. Now I can take the baffle retainer out, full titanium baffles. And I will also tell you that with 5 cc's of water, that is a 40 plus decibel reduction.
It's the ATF blurring the image. So the price point on these.
Okay, so there's going to be two different versions of this. One version is going to be going to a unnamed group that I cannot call out, and that is going to be pretty much the same unit with the exception of PVD coatings and internal coatings. The civilian model will be available in what we call the Apocalyptic, which this has a really rough textured finish. And guys, if you've ever held a Chile grip or anything like an Infinity grip, guys, this right here is so aggressive. Can you hand me a microfiber?
Yeah, you'll never get off of there.
Okay, so this texture is so great. You guys see this? It'll actually pull it. I think it could support its own weight. Okay.
Almost.
It has extreme texturing here and here. We're gonna offer it an Apocalyptic, Black, and Coyote. Those will be Cerakote finishes. This is a raw finish. This is a cool one. So it is full auto rated for 9mm plus P. We tried to destroy them with MP5s, full auto, mag after mag after mag. You cannot destroy it with a 9mm, I promise you. 300 blackout subsonic is plenty good with it. I'm not giving it a supersonic rating. You don't want to do that.
We did a lot of cool testing that we could never put on camera too.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I can't show you guys when I do the channel, but
the price point is $1 million.
It's $1 million. $1
million.
No, you should see this somewhere. Guys, it's not going to be inexpensive. Okay.
Finish, Rick.
if you've ever priced a Knight's Armament or any full titanium can, I don't mean a titanium body, but I mean everything titanium, you're going to be above that $1,000 price point. Okay, just plain and simple, that's what it takes to machine it. So these will be hitting very, very soon. Where you're going to be able to find them is probably going to be an authorized Microtech dealer that is also an FFL SOT gun shop. Okay, so the only time the video is blurry. Well, that's a good thing.
That's ATF blurring it.
Yeah. All right, so
says, I'll buy if.
I hope you enjoyed that. It comes with a bunch of other stuff. Not only does it come in this Nanook case, but it also comes with a fixed barrel spacer. It also comes with push rods, so you're not going to be grabbing pencils or anything like that. It comes with disassembly tools and all that, which these would be armorer's tools, but it is completely disassemblable out in the field without tools.
Andrew C. brings up a point that a lot of people are scared to kind of purchase these items because they feel like the ATF can just come and show up and you give them basically a key to your house per se. And at some point it's kind of what it is, but don't they have to call and say, I'm coming in the next day or so?
They're going to let you know usually, but yeah. Guys, I do want to tell you something. What I'm sharing with you guys right now is really the first time it's been shared on any video forum. I mean, it should be good, but don't start calling your dealers because this has not even been released to the dealers yet. So they don't even know about it. So I'm sharing this information because I was part of it. I've been with it since the beginning, but I've been building these up. That's actually what I did. I actually made this unit. I actually did the laser engraving and everything myself. And we're building up inventory right now. We have quite a few. probably close to 100 so far. So
You'll see them someday soon.
they're coming soon.
To
That's
a
coming
theater
soon.
near you.
There's a 22 one that's already developed that is out of the guys. When you hear it, I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. Ask anybody that went to the IV-88 shoot, and they're going to tell you, they'll say, yeah, that was the hit of the show. Everybody wanted to shoot it. Even Jerry shot it and was like, I can't hear it. I've got the video of that.
Well, that's the problem, is we were with all the other suppressor manufacturers, and
Yeah.
it was a joke compared to most.
Well, I'm not knocking any other companies, but I'm just saying it's a very, very effective suppressor. So a lot of cool things coming down the pipes, and we'll just see what happens. But yeah, for sure. Casey, I'll let you shoot it one of these days. Yeah, hey, I had it, and I figured I got 150 people on here. I figured I'd let you guys know.
Yep, top secret information. Keep it under wraps.
Yeah, Brooks Harvey, it is amazing how, I mean, we were shooting it today, and it's like you hear it's so quiet.
TV.
Casey Duncan, this ain't gonna happen.
I hope TV got a raise or something.
No one's on the ATF list. This is completely legal in our state. Unfortunately, if you're in California or if you're in, I think it was Illinois, maybe.
Yeah,
there's quite a few, but no, we don't have that. Yeah, do not send emails. Okay, do not contact Microtech at all. Okay.
Period.
Yeah.
I watched what? That's perfect answer for that.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
That was his name or her name.
Mr. Ekman, you guys baller with Microtech. No, I will tell you guys that Rick has been around the facility. I've been with Microtech for, I just signed a deal with them in January, but I've been with the company with other facets on and off since like 2013. So yeah, I do know pretty much everybody in that business. Let's see here.
I know.
As soon as I put the can down, the picture cleared. That was my jammer. All right, so
that's right. Rick, you need a 9mm Microtech.
Yeah, so he's got a Mystic X. It's a great one.
I do need one.
Brian Duchesne, this is, I like people that ask this question because it is the smallest market for suppressors, believe it or not. 9mm is the least bought suppressor because let's say Rick here wants to buy a suppressor and he's like, man, I don't want to limit myself to 9. It's going to be my first can. I'm going to have to wait a year. I'm going to wait for that 45. And so that way they can shoot the 9. Now, guys, take this with a grain of salt, okay? Rick recently purchased a Thunder Beast Ultra 7, which are really hard to get.
Yes, they are.
And he was like, you know what? I want to be able to shoot it on my 308 and my Tika, so I'm going to order it in 30 cal. I was like, you sure you want to do that, man? I said, that Tika's 6.5. I said, you can do it, but there's a difference.
There's a difference.
You can audibly tell the difference. So if he's only getting one can, I would definitely say go 30 and shoot everything smaller.
Yeah.
But it's a trade-off, okay? It really is. So, I don't know how you think about that or feel about that, but 9, this was built for a purpose.
I kind of wish I would have went 6.5, but I'll probably be glad later messing with different cartridges and having fun that I'll have it in the 30. So we'll see. It's still in jail though.
G. Carroll says the recommended trainer for intro precision rifle class. I think I already know the answer Rick's going to say. He's going to say just get your Ruger RPR in 22. You're looking at an inexpensive rifle that's 22. You can work on positions. You can get you a decent scope that's got some holds in it, something you can dial, and I think it's a great option.
That's exactly what I have. I have the same exact identical scope that I have on my 6.5 Creedmoor as I do on my RPR.
Yeah.
And there is a few rifles out there that are more accurate, but it doesn't matter. You're shooting 22 long rifle. It shoots very accurate, and you're saving a ton of money, and you're practicing positions.
Yeah. Sam Miguel says, why only 9mm and 300 blackout? Why not 5.56 223? We kind of do things at our pace, and we wanted to come up with a 9mm can that would pretty much match or surpass everything out there. Once we were able to do that, we started working on some other things. We developed a 9, 45, 22. I don't know if or when those will come about. rifles get into different pressures and everything else. A lot of times you're going to see sealed units that are laser welded, not user serviceable, because it's a rifle can, and that's kind of the common norm for it. This was all, I mean, everything that you see here, I mean, there is nothing that's outsourced other than that Nanook 904 case when it comes to the Suppressor. It's all USA except the case. And we wanted to get a good case. I think Nanook might be Canadian. So
Sounds Canadian. Nook.
Brian Duchesne says he was ringing steel, a 4x6 steel at 200 with a 22 long rifle RPR today. Awesome.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Yule Adams says, do they make a can that ATF will it be sold that can change baffles or like in camera use shutters?
Yep.
They do?
That one you have? Not
No.
the baffle.
No.
But the end cap.
So you can't change the baffles out like that with any cans because baffles are kind of controlled unless you're doing the the solvent thing. So I don't think you'll see anything like that that's run like an aperture on a camera lens where you can change the size of it.
Oh, that's what he's saying. Where you tweak it and it gets smaller?
Tim David, ding ding ding, you're the winner. Right there, you're the winner. And I'm not giving away anything, but there's a big push in the military for machine guns, the B&T, all of that. Well, guess what? This thing will fit. Fits a multitude of different 9mm subgun platforms. It was intended for a purpose. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, TV.
Good to see Microtech's back up and running full speed since this Monday. Yes, it was, Thomas. All right, so guys, it is an hour and 41 minutes. It's 100. No, we're 133 people. I appreciate everyone. Holy crud! I appreciate everyone. TB, thank you very much. I hate to end it on this note, but gotta go do some stuff. If
you guys get a chance, come over to Is Your Six Covered. I'd definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, so guys, if you're interested in a Microtech, like I said, I'm not a salesman. That's not what I do. If you're first responder, law enforcement, military, it doesn't even matter if you're retired. Contact Microtech. Contact Corey Campbell at microtechknives.com. He will be able to help you guys out. You'll take advantage of the LEO first responder code.
Actually,
otherwise, C. Campbell at microtechknives.com. Do not buy from an unauthorized dealer. There are dealer lists. I've done some counterfeit videos. If you guys go to Microtech Knives website, you'll actually, if you go to the videos or their YouTube page, you'll see me on there as well. So,
with your DJ voice.
Oh yeah, I actually did a DJ voice one night on the.
I called dibs on that candy. That's 01. There's more 01s.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely other stuff, guys. I hope you had a great evening. I know I had a good time with it. Thank you for everyone that supports the channel. Awesome. I cannot name you all off, but thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks again.
All right. Have a good night. Make every day a great one. All
and
right.
Subscribe to Is Your Six Covered, where you can find extra bonus video footage.
That too. Good night, fellas.
See ya. Scott Hoffman.